Hi guys, today is January 19th, 2017. It's been a while since I've done an update on my channel. I don't even know if I still have any subscribers at this point. But after my very last video where I said I was 15 weeks along with my son, I actually found out that he had passed away. It was 17 weeks, 5 days along. I had a Doppler, which I've made videos in the past showing how to use the Doppler, so I could listen to his heartbeat. And somewhere around, let's see, I guess it was July 15th, 2015, I had been sick, pretty sick for like 3 days in a row. And my sister-in-law, who was also pregnant at the same time as me, actually found out on July 13th, a Monday, that she had lost her baby. And she was about, I want to say about 12 weeks along maybe. So I was really paranoid and scared. That was the day that I realized that I was sick. So of course I went and I used my Doppler. On Monday I could hear the baby just fine. Tuesday I tried again in the evening and I could hear him just fine. So, I mean, I couldn't help but be worried though because I'd already had one miscarriage before him, although it was early on at like 5.5 weeks. On Wednesday evening, I tried to find him. I'd slept most of the day, and then I woke up and decided to try to listen to his heartbeat. And I tried and tried and tried, and I couldn't find him. And that had happened to me a couple of times before where I had trouble finding him. But since I'd gotten farther along, I could find him pretty quickly, pretty easily. So I was really worried, but I think I probably tried for like 30 or 45 minutes and finally gave up trying to search for him. But the next morning I tried again, and I still couldn't find him. And I just knew, like I already knew the night before that I knew that he had to have passed. But I called my doctor, and they had me come in to try to find him with their Doppler, and couldn't find him with their Doppler. So they sent me for an ultrasound, and that was on what day was that? That would have been the 16th, July 16th, 2015. And I was told at the ultrasound that he didn't have a heartbeat. And he measured 17 weeks and 5 days. So I went to the hospital that evening, and I was induced with Cervidil to get my cervix ripened and to start contracting. I had never gone through labor because my 2 daughters were both C-section, so I had no idea what it was like. And it was horrendous. And I only had to dilate to 3 centimeters. And they were actually kind of making fun of me, the nurse was. Not really like to my face, but they were laughing and giggling. I remember when I was on, they gave me something called Nubane, which made me pretty loopy. But I remember they were joking, like, how would I do if I was having to dilate to 10, since I was already freaking out having to dilate to 3 centimeters, which is what I ended up, when I was 3 centimeters, he was born, because he was pretty small. He only weighed, okay, I'm trying to remember. I want to say like 7 ounces, maybe? No. His length was like, oh my lord. I think he was 3.8 ounces. Yeah, 3.8 ounces. No, I can't remember his length. I feel horrible. Anyhow, but I did have to push a few times because his body, he was coming out feet first, and his head was kind of stuck in my cervix. I guess it hadn't opened up quite big enough, and the doctor was trying to use her fingers to help dilate my cervix the rest of the way to get his head out. So that was pretty traumatizing, and I got to keep him in my room for a little bit after he was born, and then I had him take him away, and the next day before I went home, I had them bring him back, and I spent a few hours with him. We named him Jack Thomas, and he was just a perfect little boy, definitely a little boy, and it was really, really sad, a very sad time for me. In the meantime, I been trying to get pregnant again, and I did actually get pregnant in March of 2016. I found out I was pregnant, and I thought surely that pregnancy would go okay, but after about, I want to say I was like 7.5 weeks maybe, I had been going in for my betas and seeing if they were doubling, and they were doubling on the first 2 or 3 of them, and then I found out that my numbers were dropping. So I ended up losing that baby, and it's been since March with no pregnancies at all. I started Weight Watchers on July 31st of 2016. I weighed 228 pounds that morning, and I just told myself I need to do something. I really need to do something about my weight, because if I'm going to have a baby and a successful pregnancy, I have got to lose weight. I just figured there's no hope at the weight I was. I'm not ovulating, can't get pregnant. So I started focusing on that, and I actually went like really strong until about October 15th when my cousin got married and I was in her wedding, and then I got a little sidetracked for a good 2-month period. But before the wedding, like up till October 13th or 15th, I had actually lost in that time period 30 pounds. So, I mean, I had a really good weight loss. I was about 295, or no, I think 295.8 was my last weigh-in before I got off track. Whoa, I think I just said 295. I mean 195. 195.8. So anyhow, I got off track for a couple of months, and I thought, what the heck am I doing? I need to get refocused. I'm trying to get healthy to have a baby. So I started back up 2 weeks ago on Weight Watchers. I had gotten, my weight was back up to 201. It was 201 even. And I just went at it full force. And apparently since I'd taken off 2 months, it had got my body back into the, I wasn't eating as bad as I was before I started initially, but I was still eating pretty bad. So when you start a weight loss plan, initially your first week, so sorry about that interruption, folks. I had a phone call. So I shall be editing 2 pieces of video together. Anyhow, on your first week on any weight loss plan, you usually have a really good weight loss. So I can't even remember what my weight loss was. I want to say it was like 6 pounds my first week back on. And so I've had 2 official weigh-ins, and I'm now back down to, as of this morning, I weighed 190.6. However, let's see, today is Thursday, January 19th. On Sunday, very early in the morning at 12:30, I took a test, a pregnancy test, and it was positive. So I proceeded to be very happy. It was faint though, but it was definitely there. I went to bed that night, couldn't hardly sleep. Next morning I woke up. I am a pee on a stick-aholic. Like, I cannot control myself. When I can make 2 lines, I start going crazy and peeing on all kinds of things. Okay, just on pregnancy tests. Anyhow, that did not sound good. I took another one on Sunday morning. It was more like, I want to say like around 8 or 9 probably, because it had been, really I was up late Saturday night and had just passed midnight when I took the test, which is why it was 12:30 a.m. Sunday morning for my first one. So Sunday at about 8 I took one, and it was like almost non-existent. So immediately my heart sank. I thought, well, that's the end of that. I'm having a chemical pregnancy yet again. Number 4, because I had my first loss, then I had Jack. The first loss was about 5.5 weeks, and then Jack was 17.5 weeks. Then my third one, I was like 7.5 weeks. So I thought, well, that's the fastest one yet. Find out I'm pregnant, and 12 hours later, I'm not. So I had a very depressed day, all day Sunday. In the evening, I took another test because I can't stop. And my line was back. These were first response tests, by the way, which I've decided I hate with a passion. It's the new curved handle test. Whoever designed them should be slapped upside the head. The curved handle causes the results window to have a glare on it, so you can't hardly read the test in the first place. But anyway, my line to come back. So I was happy. I thought, okay, it must have been a fluke. And for me, and apparently several other women, our second morning urine or afternoon or even evening urine is way better for testing than first morning urine. And everybody, not everybody, so many people swear it's got to be first morning urine. Well, for me, I have difficulty getting dark lines with first morning urine. I always get better with later in the day. So I told myself that had to be what it was. So I got into the doctor on Monday, and my beta came back at 47, which is kind of low, but your number has to start somewhere. I was still panicked though, because, you know, I'm like, is 47, is it on the uphill or is that going downhill? You know, didn't know, because you never know anything until you get your second beta. So yesterday I went and had my second beta, and it tripled. I actually am at 148. So that is pretty hopeful for me. I know I'm still not out of the woods because with my previous losses, I did have at least 2 good betas or 3 good betas before things started going downhill. But as of right now, I'm trying my best to be hopeful. I don't know, that it's for sure going to work out, but I'm at my lowest weight I've ever been when I conceived a baby, even with my 2 daughters who are 9 and 11. I was heavier with both of them when I conceived them. Of course, I was a lot younger, so maybe that's why I had success with them. I was in my early 20s when they were born, and now I'm 35 years old. I'm going to be 36 in March. So I've been eating healthier than I ever have because I've been on Weight Watchers, and I was really focusing on fruits and vegetables and eating a lot of those. So I'm eating healthier with this pregnancy than I have with any of my others. And I'm just mainly focused right now on trying to continue eating healthy, and I'm taking my prenatals. I started taking an additional folic acid supplement just because I felt like it couldn't hurt. And I'm still taking my metformin because I found out about 2 or 3 months ago, I went and did a glucose test, fasting glucose, and it was where you have to drink the sugary, nasty drink. Found out that I'm for sure insulin resistant. My insulin levels were way too high, or sugar levels were way too high after I drank that drink. So I have to take metformin no matter what. So I've been on that for a few months now, back on it, because I had been on it before. And I'm taking that every day, and I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. I want this baby so bad, more than anything in the entire world. And I really don't want anything to happen. I don't know if I can handle another loss, but of course, if it happens, it'll happen, and I'll have to handle it. But at this point, I'm trying to be as optimistic as I can. And I joined the gym, oddly enough, about 4 days before I found out I was pregnant. I joined Planet Fitness because we had a new one that was just built by us. And I got the $20 black card plan so that I can access the hydro massage beds that they have. And then they have massage chairs. And they are wonderful. So anyhow, I'm still going. And all I'm doing, though, is just walking on a treadmill. So I figure that's got to be good for me. Not going too crazy fast or anything. Just at a leisurely pace. So I'm going to keep up with that, keep up with eating healthy, and tomorrow I go in for my 3rd beta, and I can make an update video after that. I hope I get good news. If I don't, the reason why I never come back to my channel is usually because something depressing has happened, and I just don't want to face the camera again. Who wants to do that whenever you're depressed out of your mind? So anyway, thanks for watching, and hopefully I will have a good update for you tomorrow on my video. And also my first ultrasound, if everything goes well, is planned for February 7th. So anyhow, thanks a lot. I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.